Hi there, my name is Celeste Gonzalez, and welcome to my new YouTube channel called Celeste Justice Videos. I am a pro se litigant who has been fighting um, a lot of different court cases in the Hawaii Judicial System, and I have been actively fighting for justice. So, which means I'm fighting against injustice that I have experienced. And it's happened over and over again in all the different cases that I now have and I'm managing. A pro se litigant, what that means is that I've been representing myself in all of my cases. And I don't have a lawyer. I tried to get a lawyer many times. I can't afford a lawyer. Um, just going to give you a brief overview of my background a little bit in this introduction, so that you kind of get a little bit more familiarized with who I am and what my situation is and what my circumstances are. So I am a 100% disabled person. I have limitations with physical. Um, I have limitations physically as well as mentally. I suffer from a few mental illness struggles, which include anxiety, panic attacks, claustrophobia. I have claustrophobia really seriously. I won't get in an elevator. I won't get in an airplane. Nothing enclosed that way. And uh, I have to manage these ailment. I have to manage these challenges that I have daily. And on top of that, I am constantly fighting for justice. And you're going to see a series of videos in the playlist. And I did it like that so that they're in order. And whoever is interested in following along on my journey thus far and also keeping up with the new videos that I'm going to post with the updates of those cases, then you're more than welcome to, come here and watch. Um, I'm not interested in being on the YouTube partnership program, so you're never going to hear me ask you to subscribe or like or make a comment or anything like that. Really, I'm just sharing content. I do ask for donations in some videos that I need to raise funds to progress in the case. Um, but other than that, I'm not trying to, get a million views and collect money from YouTube. That's not my intention here. It's really to share my journey, and maybe someone else could be watching this and maybe they're going through the same thing as a pro se litigant, and like, I know your struggles because they're huge. The other thing I wanted to share with you is that um, I have absolutely no income, and I am on a Section 8 rental assistance program, so my rent is um, pretty stable. I mean, my housing is pretty stable, and I collect the SNAP program for food stamps so that I can have money to buy food. Right now, because I'm still in the middle of all these cases that I'm litigating, I I cannot actively work my business, which is parent chat videos. I recently took all the content off of the private website that was storing all my videos, and I put it on back on the YouTube channel. I'll put the link in all the videos so that if you wanted to just see the content, but I'm not right now currently creating new content for that. I just don't have the time and um, the physicality to do so. every single day I'm just managing, writing the reports, the responses, writing motions, attending court, you know, um, filing documents, just trying to get everything together and try to get everything finished in time to meet all the deadlines. And that's really what my focus is. And in between, still trying to manage my health and my daily struggles. And, you know, what I'm asking for now is some compassion, because in my cases, I'm at the point right now where I need to progress in them, and I don't have the money to pay for transcripts. Sometimes I don't even have enough money to pay for parking and gas, printing, ink, paper, to keep up with everything. I have family and friends who have been very, very supportive because they know what I've been going through. And some of the cases there's settlements, but I have to spend money to get to that point where I'm in a trial and moving forward and proving my case. But so what I decided to do was, within the videos itself, in the introduction of each set of the videos, I would explain exactly where the case is and what I'm raising money for, and I also put it in the description box. Now, just to give you an idea of how much I struggle, because I don't want to be a bigger burden than I already am to my family and my friends, but I've been fighting this fight for over 3 years now, and it just so happens that other things that happen at the same time, and you're gonna know what I mean when you look through the playlist and look at the different cases that I currently have. And because of that, it's just compounded, and there's just so many cases and so many things. It didn't start out that way. It was never my intention to have this many cases, but I don't have a choice of dropping them, because I know what had happened, and I know I don't really have a choice to quit, because some of the cases, it's not just about me, it's something bigger than me that affects other people. And so I'm choosing to continue the fight, not just because it was unfair, but because change could really occur for other people that may not have voice, or the guts, or the know-how to do what I'm doing and what I have done. Now, I didn't know a lot about the court system when I was forced into the situation, but I've learned on my own. I was very committed to learning the process, because I knew I couldn't get an attorney. I was turned down by all of the programs because some of them told me because I have education. I have a bachelor's degree and a master's degree. And when I would speak to them, one of the, and I'm not going to say which organization it was, but they had said to me that you're very articulate when you speak, and you're well spoken, and you seem to be very strong, and I think the word was diligent in your work, and so we're not going to be able to help you because we feel that you can handle this on your own. But I didn't have any knowledge. I just learned as I went, and I just kept showing up in different court cases and watching trials, even criminal cases, just to watch and observe and learn. And I often went to the Hawaii Supreme Court Law Library, and I look rules up, and I look other cases up, and you know, I just, because that's all I can do is try, and just keep trying, and I have to just keep the fight because there's no other option here. And to give you an example of how much I struggle financially to get this done is there was this time a few months ago where I needed to file by a deadline, and I still needed to make more copies, and I ran out of ink and for my printer, and ink costs $52 for ink for my printer, and I scraped, and I didn't have gas in my car either, and I scraped whatever money I had in my purse, in my piggy bank. You get to the point where you're looking for quarters, nickels, and dimes in your car, underneath your seat, under the rug. And I remember this day so clearly because I was just thinking, like, this is so hard, but I have to make that deadline. And so when I subtracted the amount that I needed for the parking, and I subtracted the amount that I needed to make the copies before I did the filing, the balance was $2.85. So I went to go put gas in my car. And I went in there and I took all my quarters and nickels and dimes. And I just told the person, I just need $2.85. That's all I have right now, and I have to get to town. And so I did that, and I'll never forget that. And I never forget that number. It was $2.85. And I got to town. I got to the law library, and I made my copies, and I had enough for all of that, and the $2 to pay for the parking. And I filed it, and I made the deadline. I got back in my car, and he came home. I was like, okay, you got through that. You got through that. It's very, very tough. And I often go without things because I have to reserve it for ink and paper, because the best place for me to write my documents is in my home, because my chair is situated and positioned so that it doesn't hurt my injuries in my neck and in my back. So I write everything right from here, and I work really, really hard. And there were so many times where, so many times that I'm trying not to do this anymore because it takes such a toll on my body. But there are many, many, many times in this last few years that I would actually work literally all night long, till 6 in the morning, take a shower, get ready, drive to town, file the documents, do everything that I have to do, and then come home, and then I would finally sleep because I have to get it done. And anyway, so those are some examples. And when I say I go without, like, I have gone without shampoo because I couldn't pay for it. I had to buy paper and other items that I had to go without. There were times where I didn't have soap to wash dishes, so I couldn't wash my dishes for a few days, or my soap to take a shower, I didn't have any soap. But I have to still make these deadlines. And even when I run out of ink and paper or gas and parking, because those are the 4 main things that I need to get through any of this work that I'm doing. And it's very, very difficult. very honest with you because I'm just being fully transparent with all of this. And it's, you know, there were times because of my mental illness struggles that I do just want to drive off the cliff because the stress and the constant disappointment and the constant injustice that continues to happen to me in my cases, it just gets to be so overwhelming and so I feel so defeated at times because I know what is happening is unfair and um, no one believes me and I try so hard and I follow all the rules and I file things and I put the reports in and I do what I'm supposed to do. And when you have an issue, you you respond in a certain manner. You file things. You there's options for you to fight back if it's like an a judge that's not being fair to you or an attorney who's literally doing things that they shouldn't be doing. And I've done that over and over again, and I hardly get any result. But it doesn't stop me from trying because maybe one day somebody's really gonna believe me and make some changes and see that, I'm not lying and I can prove it. I just need the opportunity to do so. And one of the other areas that I have a really hard time balancing is the anxiety and the panic attacks because it's just so stressful. And some of my cases, the attorneys are very aggressive. And I mean like downright like abusive also. I've been called names. I've been made fun. They've made fun of my mental illness before, and other things. And it's very hard because I have to walk into the lines then basically, but still argue my position either for or against whatever the subject matter is, and it's very very difficult. And one of the things that I cope with is I play the music, and there's certain things that I do to manage it. I try to take breaks. I try to watch a movie, try to get my mind out of like what I'm really concentrating on, take a break, watch a movie for an hour and a half or 2 hours, come back, focus again and finish it. And one of the areas that really does help me is flowers. I Something to do with flowers like roses and orchids and things like that, and it really helps me. And I can't afford flowers. I I, I don't have flowers, and that's one of the things that it's hard. And I wouldn't buy flowers like every week or anything, but once in a while, I just buy some flowers, and it just I don't know. It calms me. It motivates me. It makes me happy. It puts a smile on my face. So those are the things that I struggle with. The last thing that I want to say before I close this out is that I don't edit videos. You're not going to get videos here that are really super fancy. They're not going to be edited. They're not going to be perfect. Um, there's not going to be any commercials because I'm not signing up for any of those programs. You're just going to be able to see it straight. And I guess that's all I have to provide for you right now. You just go look through the cases and in the playlist and see what may interest you. Actually, I do want to say one thing. This whole thing began with I was wrongfully evicted, and I'm going to say that I was wrongfully evicted because I know that I was. And my ex-landlords actually filed 2 evictions against me 2 weeks apart. Yes, very shocking. And the Hawaii court system did not correct it. So in those playlists, there's a lot of information. about what happened, and you're going to be able to follow along if that's what you decide to do. But from when that had happened, other things stem from that, from the attorneys. So everything that has to do with that, I organized it in a way that you can easily follow through. And then my father, he was terminally diagnosed. He was diagnosed with a terminal illness, and he died. He passed away 4 months later. And there's some conflict with the family on the position of the successor trustee, the personal representative, and all of that. And I stepped up and fought for my position back because I was removed improperly. And so I have those cases as well that I'm fighting. And other cases that surround that. So you'll be able to see. And I have the case number, and you can also go on the judicial website and look up the case as well. If you want to follow it in there too, that's fine. But anyway, I didn't really plan on having this introduction to be this long, but I think that the information that I shared was important for you to kind of get to know me a little better, and just to understand that when I'm asking for help, it's to cover basic needs and to help me cover basic needs, and also to help me move forward to litigate the cases. And in each, like I said before, in each case, I explain what exactly I am raising money for that case to move forward. And I also, I'm going to put the information in the description box. There's links to donate. I have a mailing address if you want to send a card. You know, even if you can spare a gift card for Target, so I can, you know, put them together and buy ink, purchase ink. That would be very helpful. But, you know, I don't get a lot of like, I want to say positive feedback. I mean, I do, but not really a lot. Or let me say it this way, I don't get enough. And, you know, mailing me a card, just, you know, nice kind words or something would make a mean to me, would make a difference. And just boosting my confidence to move forward and continue this fight. You're gonna understand when you start looking through it, and you're gonna know, because I'm very honest and I'm very transparent. And I also prove everything that I'm saying with the documents and the videos. So it's just not me making allegations here. It's actually facts that I'm providing, and I've been trying to fight all along. Thank you so much for being here and reviewing my my introduction to my new YouTube channel, which is called Celeste Justice Videos. Thank you again.